Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The NASCAR Virtual Racing Championship invites you to Atlanta, Georgia. It is race 27 of the 2004 season. We got a good one here on deck for you. This is one of my favorite tracks, one of my favorite races. In my opinion, this race 1 year ago was probably the best race of the year. Comers and goers, strategy off the wall. This time of the year, right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty of the points. Should be a good one here on deck for you guys. We got tons of storylines coming out. We got Mark Martin there on pole. We also have the um, most recent top prospects coming out and where they potentially could land. We got a bunch of stuff coming out, and even more important, we got a great race here for you guys. There's 4 races left. We got Atlanta here today. Next week, I believe it's out to Phoenix, and then we'll be in North Carolina at Rockingham, and then we finish it off in Miami. So the season's coming down to the end, but yeah, this race should be great. I'm excited, and we'll show you the top 10 prospects here. Alrighty, here's the updated list of the prospects. We got Carl Edwards unchanged. He's been at the top for a while. 25 years old, leading the Busch points right now. Driving for Ford and Roush. He is going to Cup, driving that 54 Roush, right? We've talked about it. That sixth car. Casey Kane, Travis Kvapil, they swap spots. Casey Kane's a little younger. He's won the last 2 races. Actually, the last 2 races, or the last 2 Busch races, Casey Kane has won, and Carl Edwards has finished second. So those guys are getting hot at the right time. Casey Kane is 10th though in the points. He has had a lot of struggles. He races for Joe Nemechek's team. That team has had a lot of struggles this season. They've got a lot of growing pains, tons of blown motors, qualifying flaws, getting caught up in wrecks. But the last 2 races have gone Casey Kane's way. Now there's a couple question marks around Casey Kane and Travis Kvapil. One of them is going to run for Hendrick in the 84 car, and one is going to race for RCR in the 33 car. Um, who will get the spot and who will get the other car? Who knows? Um, yeah, so this list came out on Thursday. You'd think Casey Kane's having a little better season. Travis Kvapil, though, is a Hendrick development driver. I guess they both are with the Joe Nemechek, Rick Hendrick alliance there, but you'd think Travis Kvapil's running directly for Hendrick. You'd think he'd get the spot. But we'll have to see. Coy Gibbs, he's going to be racing the 11 car next season. He's going to be full time. We'll skip over Casey Atwood for now. Um, Sixth ranked is Martin Church Jr. at the ripe age of 24. He lost a couple spots. He's not going Cup racing next season. He's going to stick in the 81 at least for one more season. Jason Leffler runs the Truck Series. He's going to be promoted to Busch, but where? There's a lot of competitive spots. RCR is opening up. Could he go Roush? Kyle Busch? He picked up 2 spots. He's 17 years old. Where does he go? He's most likely going Busch Series racing. Mike Bliss, right, has 4 wins this season. He's going to stay in that 20 car, and Kerry Earnhardt has elevated that DEI 11 car. Paul Menard's going to take that ride next season. Where does Kerry Earnhardt go? Does he go to RCR? Does he go to another team and elevate that team? I think Casey Kane has elevated that 38 car, and he's elevated that 87 car. Kerry Earnhardt, where does he go? But yeah, we skipped over Casey Atwood. There was some breaking news that came out. He is actually on the entry list for the Cup Series. Last time he was in the Cup Series in the '06 car, he won at Michigan. Now he's basically those exclamation marks are basically erased. You can pretty much pencil in the '77 Penske car going to the Casey Atwood. He has terminated his contract with Roush in the Busch Series. I'm not sure why it says Chevy there. It should be Ford on the manufacturer, but pretty much terminated his contract. It'll be interesting. Does John Wood, does Kyle Busch, who takes over that 17 the rest of the season? Does maybe one of these Cup guys drop down? Who knows? But I've done a lot of yapping. This video is going to be long. It's a long race here this afternoon, and we'll go back to the track here. The drivers are going to be called to the cars any minute now. We'll get the starting lineup, and then eventually the command to fire those engines. All,
Drivers, to your cars.
we are back from our short break. The drivers are being called to their cars. Media personnel is being told to vacate pit road. The drivers are getting ready to climb in. Anticipation is building. We got a Ford and a Dodge on the front row. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville just down the road. Last season, we talked about him nearly winning this race. You can go watch that race on the YouTube channel, the fall Atlanta race from 2003. Bobby Labonte swept these races last season, won the spring and the fall. This spring winner, though, the person who won in the spring, was Mark Martin. Him and Matt Kenseth dueled it out. Can Mark Martin sweep? Last week it was Jeff Burton. The question was, could he sweep? He could not. This one I think is a little bit more straightforward. I think Mark could sweep if he'd like to. Or I'm sure he would love to, but I feel like this one's a little more straightforward. And then one more thing we need to talk about here is the backup cars. The 43, the 33, the 5, the 2, and the 20 all had issues in practice. There was a big wreck. The 5, I think it was the 33 and the 43 got torn up pretty bad. The 20 lost an engine. And who was the fifth one there? Yeah, Steve Park also lost an engine in practice. But we'll get those cars moved to the back here momentarily. We're about to get the command to fire engines here any moment, and these guys are ready to race. I'm ready for them to race. Send down trackside to get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire engines, and we'll get this starting lineup to you. Here we go. The cars will begin to roll off here. Row 1, outside we got Bill Elliott to his inside Mark Martin. Row 2, Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip. Row 3, Sterling Marlin, Matt Kenseth. Row 4, Kenny Wallace, Jimmy Johnson. As Mark Martin's down there on the apron, he's got some type of an issue from the pole. I'm not sure what's going on here. As now Sterling Marlin should get the pole position here. But yeah, there's a lot going on here. The 43, he's pulling into the pit. He's got some engine issues. They're going to try and get that solved here, but we'll kind of go through here. The 21 also got engine issues down there on the inside, or some type of an issue. Pick out your favorite driver, see where they are starting today. There's a lot going on here. Michael Waltrip now, he's going to start from pole position. As that pace car is going to take that left-hand turn onto pit road. And we are green from Atlanta. Apologize, that was very choppy on my end, but Michael Waltrip's got the lead now. And he qualified third. Marlin was sixth. I hope no one got the black flag there. Matt Kenseth, there's Jimmy Johnson. Kind of go through these practice sheets here. Pick out your favorite driver and where they practiced. I was supposed to do this earlier, but we ran out of time. Casey Atwood looks fast. We have to keep an eye on him. Here's the qualifying results. But the 6 car, man. Mark Martin. He will not be sweeping today here in Atlanta. He's still down pit road. There's Tony Stewart. There's Jimmy Johnson. He's trying to pressure Matt Kenseth coming in today. Matt Kenseth was only negative 36 points behind Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon sits top 10 right now. 80 laps to go already. Hopefully this race goes smoother than the race start. On my end, at least. So 39 cars are on the lead lap. The 43's 1 lap down. The 21 and the 6. The 21 was unable to get fired. He's unable to even complete a single lap here today. Kenny Wallace is now on pit road. As Matt Kenseth leads, he needs a good strong day today. He has had some terrible luck this last month. He's looking to try and gain some momentum. And Jimmy Johnson, last year's champion, he's 33 points behind. Jeff Burton, he sits outside the top 10 right now, outside the top 20. He's 33rd right now. He needs a good run. He's 31 back. Brian Vickers sits top 10, a few points behind his teammate Jeff Gordon. Here comes their teammate Jimmy Johnson. He wants to get a bonus point. He wants to lead this lap. These guys are going to be side by side off turn 2. If you look up on this display here, I've got the wins in the top 5s columns, as well as the starts and the points and everything behind. It's Greg Biffles sits 39 points behind as Matt Kenseth is able to defend the run from Johnson. He's lost 4 spots in the points after not a very good run. There goes Matt Kenseth. He's able to defend and able to lead the first 5 laps. Maybe not the first 5 laps, but Ball's going to go back through the field, but Johnson is able to fire it down into turn 3 and 4. Is able to close on Matt. Jimmy Johnson's going to have a big run here on Kenseth. Where does he go with it? There's a flyby of the fielder, 3 wide. He's going 2 wide. There's John Andretti. There's Jimmy Johnson's trying to catch back up to Kenseth. Let's go see what happened with that 3 wide. There's Brian Vickers, Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, your point leader. He's trying to get redemption after his fall apart in 2003. Looking for his 11th, yes, 11th top 5 of the season. As Biffle's looking to the inside, we know how aggressive Biffle has been recently, and he's going to throw it to the inside of Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is going to get stuck in the middle. Gordon's up top. Biffle's trying to clear. He's trying to put himself back in this title fight. He is clear for the top 5 for now. Here comes Dale Jarrett. He's had a underwhelming 2004. You see Marlin and Bill Elliott. There's Bobby Labonte. He has lots of success here. There's Joe Nemechek right here. He's been quietly kind of consistent here as of late. Put himself in the top 10 in the points here recently. He sits 3rd. You know, Ditech right there on the 25 hood. They've been getting a lot of success with Casey Kane. I'm sure they would love to continue that here with Joe Nemechek. We know next season Brian Vickers will be behind that 25 car. Johnson's able to defend for now. Biffle's pulled away. Jeff Gordon's fallen backwards. Jeff Gordon's back to 10th. He's about to lose his top 10. Got these group of 5 cars, and these top 3 have kind of pulled away from Waltrip and Biffle. Busch is trying to catch back up to his teammate. Yeah, now sits 37 cars on the lead lap, with 40 cars still left in this race. There goes Nemechek sizing up the inside of Johnson. Unable to get there. Next time by already will be 70 laps to go. Guessing these guys can go about 30, maybe a little more than 30 laps on a tank of gas. So 30 and 60 should be a 2-stopper here this afternoon. Maybe we get some yellows. Maybe we add a stop or 2. Unlike Martinsville, this place, track position, yes, is important. But I think just having a better car is a little bit more important than just track position. And there goes Jimmy Johnson with a big run on Kenseth. Can he make a move? We know last spring Kenseth and Mark Martin had a great battle. Craig Biffle's caught the back end of Michael Waltrip. Yeah, between Matt Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson, they are only separated by 3 points, and Joe Nemechek says, I don't care about points, I'm here to win. As Biffle does get around Michael Waltrip. And these guys have caught John Andretti in that 43 car. How much will that 43 car affect this battle for the lead? Kenseth goes to the inside. Johnson goes to follow. Johnson's got to run. He's going to lift for now. The top 2 have kind of pulled away from Nemechek just a little bit. Biffle is clearly up to 4th now. There goes Nemechek to the inside of Andretti. It's Michael Waltrip. Jeff Gordon has got his top 10 back, up to 9th. There's Casey Atwood. He's up to 15th right here. And then we got all these guys back here. What a mess. Robbie Gordon's holding off his future teammate in his future ride. There's Jeff Burton up to 22nd. Last week's winner, Dale Jr., up to 25th. Dave Blaney got tight. There's Jimmy Spencer. Remember, he led a lap here in Martinsville. There's Tony Stewart, 39th. He is 1 lap down. Andretti's 2 laps down now. And Kenseth is going to lead lap 16. There goes Biffle to the inside of Andretti. Michael Waltrip, Kurt Busch, Brian Vickers all on top of each other right here. Biffle's clear. I'm going to try and catch Joe Nemechek. You guys are spacing out pretty well. The tires have already fallen off over a second. There goes Kurt Busch and Brian Vickers. They think 3 wide, trying to get around Andretti. How aggressive do they be? Vickers is now clear of the 43. There goes Kurt Busch digging to the inside. The top 3 are starting to slinky back together, trying to accordion back together. Nemechek put down a really good lap. But Greg Biffle is the quickest car in this top 5 right now. 1.7 seconds back. Coming in today, he's going to have, looking for his 11th top 5, second win of the season. Trying to close back into this championship fight. Remember, there's only 30 races this season. NASCAR has gone back down to 30 races for the foreseeable future. After today, there will only be 3 more opportunities to receive points in the 2004 season. And Matt Kenseth is trying to put his bid in to get the most laps led. As we saw 3 wide back here, Tony Stewart is digging to the inside of Spencer and Blaney. And this 77 car will be sold to Penske, and Dave Blaney will be out. And actually in this car, and this team will be sold, and then Tommy Baldwin is set to start up his own team in Cup. Lots of changes ahead for the 2005 season. As now we're about a quarter distance way through this race already. This race is absolutely flying by. In about 20 laps, we'll be about halfway through this race. There's a 56, 54, 32. Brian Vickers is now up to 5th. And they're 3 wide here. Dale Jarrett lifts, lets Kurt Busch in. He's trying to pass Michael Waltrip. Jeff Gordon's not exactly going away. It looks like Joe Nemechek tried sizing up Johnson for a second. Yeah, the issue with Matt Kenseth leading all these laps and Jeff Gordon sitting 9th right now, that's only going to be about, if he can lead most laps, win the race, and Jeff Gordon not lead a single lap and finish 9th, that's going to be about a 12-point difference, 36. Knock it down to like 24 or so. He's going to need more points than that, I feel like. But I guess we'll have to see. As you see in your top left screen, or top left of your screen, you got Jeff Byrne and Dale Jr. just outside the top 20, behind the Penske duo. So here comes Greg Biffle. He's got a big run. He's closing in on Nemechek. Looks like that car is loose into the corner. He does not have the security he needs. But Biffle, that car is hooked up. If Biffle did not have the week he had last week, I think I would confidently put him in this title fight. But he might be just a little too far behind, but a lot can happen here. Nemechek does a great job of defending so far. We got a heck of a battle from 11th on back. 11th, 12th, and 13th. And they got a battle for 14th. Jerry Nadeau's having himself a great race. And these guys are 3 wide. Absolutely battling it out. We got Chip Ganassi teammates up top. 3 wide, Labonte, Burton, and Mears. absolute hornet's nest back here. The top left of your screen, Jimmy Johnson gained a 10th. Nemechek and Biffle are really close. I imagine Biffle's going around Nemechek now. These guys are absolutely scrapping back here, trying to scratch and claw every point, every spot they can get. There's Ryan Newman's at 16th currently. Casey Atwood is leading his teammates at the moment, as Biffle does get around Nemechek. Jeff Gordon's all over the back end of Dale Jarrett. It's now Dale Jr., last week's winner. You know, we talked about him not qualifying very well. He's put himself inside the top 20. And now Michael Waltrip, Dale Jarrett, and Jeff Gordon going to the corner nearly 3 wide. These guys are battling for P7, P8, and P9. Then we got another 3, almost 4-car battle here. Bobby Labonte and Bill Elliott, we talk about it all the time, but they had an amazing finish here last season. There's Kevin Harvick. He's had a pretty subpar season, but trying to finish it with an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Not an explanation mark, it's an explanation mark. Whatever. There's Greg Biffle trying to draw a beat on Jimmy Johnson. See if he can sniff the draft and make it Roush 1-2, Hendrick 3-4-5. There's Nemechek under fire from Vickers. Kurt Busch is pulled away from these guys here. Hendrick occupies the first 7 spots. There's Dale Jr. catching up to Newman. Newman's catching up to Casey Atwood here. Remember, Casey Atwood, talked about him, won the Michigan race here earlier this season in that same Mobil 1 06 Penske Dodge. Yeah, it's lap 30. I was not paying attention. Pit stops. Matt Kenseth is in. He is saying the balance in that car is great. Don't touch it. That's good, unless you miss the balance of it, and then just the track changes or whatever. Then the next 2 are pitting. That's going to allow Joe Nemechek to grab the lead and a bonus point. Jeff Gordon's going to be promoted to 3rd. Top 5 will be Labonte. We got a pretty split pit stops here. Matt Kenseth's going to have a huge advantage on these fresh tires. But if there's going to be a yellow, that advantage is going to flip. There comes Joe Nemechek. Does he come in this time? He does. Vickers is in. Jeff Gordon pits. He does not take a bonus point. What does Ryan Newman do? Ryan Newman stays out. He's going to take a bonus point. Here comes Matt Kenseth. He's going to try and lap himself here. Oh, they touch! Matt Kenseth and Newman. What a save from Newman! Matt Kenseth there on cold tires drives into the side of Newman. He wanted to get past the 12, trying to, stay in front of the 48 and the 16, and now these guys are going to be pitting and whatnot, and now can the 1 get down? The 12 is going to pit, but he's got damage on the left side. That was hairy. But everybody survives, everybody moves on. I don't think there's much, if any, damage on the 17 car. There goes Biffle around the 25. That's going to give the 17 a huge lead. He pitted early. But again, if a yellow came out, that would have completely flipped this race on its head. But the first 30 laps go green. Now all these guys are going to get put a lap down or so. Kenseth's going to grab the lead. Well, they're not going to go a lap down, but they're going to lose the lead. Down the backstretch, Matt Kenseth's got a very commanding lead over Johnson. There's Biffle. Kurt Busch will be up to 4th. Joe Nemechek 5th. Tony Stewart, he's up here, but he has yet to pit. If he can catch a yellow before he pits, that'll be great. There's Vickers, Gordon, Kevin Harvick cycled well. There's Tony Stewart. You see him on his older tires. We'll see how everybody else cycles here. John Andretti there on pit road. Dale Jarrett lost some time in the pits. There's Dale Jr. Casey Atwood catching up to Bill Elliott. Jeff Green. Jack Sprague made up some incredible time. There's Casey Mears. Kenny Wallace back there. Steve Parkin, we got a caution. There's Newman. He lost a ton of time. Terry Labonte, Dave Blaney, Elliott Sadler coming down to the pits. And this caution's been out for a while. And Tony Stewart's going to catch his lucky caution. He's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. The 38's called it. The 33's got going to get the wave around here. But let's go see what brought out that yellow. Alright, let's react live here. As we see we got debris on the ground there. Oh, that's from Matt Kenseth and Ryan Newman. So this happened right after. This yellow's had to have been out for a while. Because I was talking about the 16 and the 48 coming in. The one was way up the track. We knew that. And then right here, I thought they made it to the pits safely. Unless they did, and I missed something else. I must have missed something else. So they come out of the pits, right? Let's see if we can fast forward here. Oh, 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 oh! Elliott Sadler catching air. Jeff Burton also got a piece. Oh my gosh. So right here, Terry Labonte and Elliott Sadler just kind of come together. Pow! Horrible, hard hit for Sadler. Hope he's okay. Youch! Alright, we got the onboard of Dave Blaney here. Hang on. I almost wonder if there was something before that happening. I don't know if Labonte moved up or what. I hope Sadler is okay. See if we can get one more angle of this here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we can... Because, yeah, they're coming out of the pits side by side here. And I don't know if... I don't think Labonte just hangs a right. Maybe he thinks he's clear the 38 and just boom! And then Sadler gets air, lands on the wall. Horrible hit. I think last time we were here, I think it was Dale Jarrett got the back end of Brian Vickers and actually ended up injuring Vickers, but... Alrighty, well, we will see when we get 1 to green here. Hopefully Sadler is okay. We'll have any updates if anything serious happened to him. Alrighty, so we got Matt Kenseth there. We got John Andretti a lap down. We'll see the cars file through here. Pick out your favorite driver and or team or paint scheme. See where they're sitting. In your top left of your screen here, we'll see where everybody's running. As we get back to running green here. Matt Kenseth will be your leader over Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, Kurt Busch. There's Joe Nemechek. There's Vickers, Jeff Gordon. Again, all top 7 spots are occupied by either Roush or Hendrick. We'll have to see. Can John Andretti, can he fight for one of his laps back here? As we approach halfway. As we are green, Kenseth gets a great jump. Johnson clears Andretti. Biffle and Busch, they do the same. They do. John Andretti is really slow down there on the bottom. As Michael Waltrip actually is able to get around Kevin Harvick, as this is going to create a log jam here. These guys are going to get really aggressive trying to find a way around the 43 car. Junior's going to go 3 wide with Labonte and somebody else on the inside. Looks like Sprague. Kevin Harvick's able to get the momentum around the outside. As Jimmy Johnson's going to make a move to the inside on Kenseth. Unable to. These guys are all over the top of each other. The top 7 are all over each other. These guys throw it off into turn 3. Johnson's all over the back of the Kenseth. Trying to pack air. Trying to move that 17 up off the bottom. Now Biffle's going to make a move. Greg Biffle is able to get through the 3 and 4 a little bit more efficiently than Jimmy Johnson. He's going to make a move to the inside. Johnson's able to cover for now and able to defend. Kurt Busch, there's Vickers, Nemechek, and Gordon. Vickers makes a move. Oh, I had to sneeze. Next time by will be halfway. Sorry about that. Next time by will be halfway and 41 laps to go. Johnson's digging on the high side. Matt Kenseth's trying to defend up high. Biffle's trying to defend from Kurt Busch and trying to make a run. Kurt Busch is doing the same. Vickers want to move to the inside. He's to the inside of Busch. Kenseth and Johnson are going to be side by side at halfway. If this was going to be the finish, this would be an incredible finish at the line. Johnson leads halfway. Next time by will be 40 laps to go. And they're going to be 3 wide. Vickers, Gordon, and Busch. Johnson gets a bonus point, and Kenseth able to defend around the top side. Kurt Busch got loose, nearly into Joe Nemechek. Johnson's unable to finish the corner. Biffle to the inside now. Vickers, Gordon, Nemechek trying to get around Kurt Busch. Nemechek and Busch are going to be side by side. Vickers is going to make it 3 wide for second. Where does Gordon go? He's got a teammate on the inside, teammate on the high side, and Biffle in the middle. Johnson's unable to get the grip way up top. He's going to slide in behind Biffle. Here comes Kurt Busch with the run. Biffle's trying to defend. He is unable to. Vickers in front of Jeff Gordon. He's trying to make a run before Gordon makes a run on him. And Kenseth unable to really kind of pull away here. I wonder if them not adjusting on that green flag pit stop. I wonder if the 5 and the 24 made adjustments and they've been able to keep up with the track. As now here comes Biffle and Gordon, who makes a move. Gordon makes a move. Biffle does not make a move, at least right now. Gordon into third. We were just talking about how Roush was 1-2-3-ish, or 1-2-5, and now Hendrick is taking over the second and third spot. But it is not Jimmy Johnson, it is Vickers and Gordon. It is now Nemechek to the inside of Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson. 3 wide, and it works out for now, and here comes rookie Brian Vickers pressuring Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth, if he wants to win this championship, he's gonna pretty much have to win this race, especially with Gordon running second. If he wants to win this championship, he's gonna have to win this race. It is well documented that Vickers does not have a win this season. When will that come? Kenseth up top, Vickers down low. See that? Matt Kenseth is just able to defend so well off that high line. He's got it for now. He's back clear of Vickers. That 17 car is going to be tough to beat. If I'm Vickers here, do you just let Jeff Gordon go? Or, you know, there's Jeff Gordon there to the inside. I was going to say, do you let him go? See if he can't get around Matt Kenseth. Use the knowledge and the skills that in the experience Jeff Gordon has, and then see if you have the better car and you can pass him. Don't rule out Greg Biffle. He's really fast through the center of the corner. He's going to try and make a move on Vickers. And Jimmy Johnson, the handling on that race car has fallen off. He's back to 12th back here. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s been scratching and clawing. He's just outside the top 10. And Jeff Gordon is now behind Matt Kenseth. Gordon is looking for his second win of the 2004. Biffle's back to third. Nemechek's trying to get fourth from Vickers, and there goes Gordon to the inside of Kenseth. Now we know the outside line is very strong through 1 and 2. What does 3 and 4 outside line do? Gordon threw it into the corner, was unable to clear Kenseth. I think Kenseth's in a really good spot unless Gordon can throw a slider. They're going to be side by side into turn 1. We saw this spring, and they're 3 wide behind him. Gordon's unable to clear. They're 3 wide. Nemechek on the inside. Gordon's clear of Kenseth. Vickers and Nemechek are clear of Biffle. as Nemechek throws it into the corner. He is clear of Vickers. Vickers unable to get to the bottom. Does not matter. He's clear of Biffle. What can Matt Kenseth do to get back around Jeff Gordon? Gordon leads a lap. That's a bonus point for him. Kenseth wants to get back in the lead and make sure he leads the most laps here today. And Gordon's able to defend Matt Kenseth. Here comes Nemechek. He's getting a big run off turn 2. Does he make a move? Nemechek's going to throw it up the inside, all over the back end of Matt Kenseth. Nemechek has nothing to lose. Matt Kenseth has a lot to lose. Nemechek almost just pushed Matt Kenseth through 3 and 4, and that's going to give Kenseth a huge run. Kenseth is sizing up Gordon. Gordon's able to defend. Matt Kenseth is prioritizing exit. It's going to check up Nemechek, and there goes Vickers to the outside. They're going to be side by side here. What can Matt Kenseth do? Nothing yet. He's just trying to keep the tires on it, trying to keep Gordon within striking distance. But the 5 and the 25, they're hungry, they're aggressive, they want to make a move. Vickers looks down low. Next time by will be 30 laps to go. Field window is opening soon. Nemechek up top, unable to hold it. Kenseth and Vickers side by side. Biffle not going away either. He's there in 5th. Harvick's up to 6th. Kurt Busch and Dale Jarrett there in 7th and 8th. Junior's up to 10th. Jimmy Johnson has lost the handle on that race car. Still in 11th though. As Vickers, here comes Nemechek. Where does he go? He lifts for now, which is only going to give the advantage to Jeff Gordon. As these guys continue to battle side by side, Kenseth defends for now. But Vickers and Nemechek both are going to get a really good run here. Matt Kenseth is struggling a little bit. They got to make an adjustment on this pit stop. It is calmed down for now. Biffle's lining up Joe Nemechek. Unable to do anything here. Vickers a little higher entrance, trying to get low center, trying to carry a run off the corner, and it works for now. Joe Nemechek, instead of helping a teammate, he's going to make a move on the 5. He's unable to keep it down there, unable to stick it. Vickers is able to get a run around the outside. That's going to give Kenseth a little bit of breathing room. Nemechek gets a run back on the 5. He's going to get down there. He doesn't throw it in as aggressive as he used to. As Kenseth was about a 10th quicker than Gordon as he's reeling him back in. Vickers has a run on Kenseth, unable to do anything with it now. He's searching around, trying to find where the grip is. Jeff Gordon, whatever that was right there, he has found it again because he's pulled back away from Kenseth. Kenseth has to give the inside to Vickers. And there goes Nemechek. Does he go 3 wide or help a teammate? He's going to help a teammate for now. But these guys are going to be side by side here, which is only going to give Nemechek a run. Does he go 3 wide again? Vickers down low. Matt Kenseth up top. Vickers is clear for now. Gordon, can he get a run? Or Matt Kenseth, can he get a run? He cannot. Now it's going to be Nemechek and Kenseth for 3rd. Vickers is cleared through to 2nd. I think Gordon's car is starting to fall off a little bit. And Hoover can prevail for 2nd, and it might be Vickers. Might be able to get a run here on Gordon as Matt Kenseth is starting to fall off. He may have pushed that car a little bit too much. As we've got pit stops here any moment. The pit window is open. We'll get through this field here before pit stops. See where your favorite driver's running. There's Jeff Burt running 30th. With that damage, Casey Atwood sitting 24th. Little behind strategy there. There's Bobby Labonte 18th. Tony Stewart. Michael Waltrip there. There's Casey Mears. Mayfield and Bill Elliott. Ryan Newman sitting 12th. Jimmy Johnson 11th. Bill Jr. Cycle back up here. They've got teammates side by side here. And Hendrick sits the top 3 spots. Now imagine Matt Kenseth and the first couple cars to pit there. They're going to want to pit around lap 60, maybe, I think the latest, like 65, 63, is now Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick are doing battle. Remember, Matt Kenseth was the first car to pit, and the only car to pit on his lap, so those tires might be going away a little bit. So he's trying to catch back up to Greg Biffle here. Vickers now is closing back in on his teammate Jeff Gordon. Got that lead to under 3/10. Is today Vickers' day? Can Brian Vickers win his first career win and carry momentum into the 2005 season? He's got a run here on Jeff Gordon. He's going to look to the inside. How hard does Jeff Gordon defend? These are the top two in the points. Jeff Gordon has a 10-point advantage over Vickers. As we've got 22 laps to go, Matt Kenseth's looking to the inside of Biffle, and Brian Vickers goes to the inside of Gordon. Jeff Gordon defends for now. Biffle is able to defend from Kenseth, and here comes Harvick for a top 5. Dale Jarrett and Kurt Busch are back there. Marlin and Dale Jr. Matt Kenseth, he tried getting down to pit, couldn't quite fit in the gap that he wanted to fit in, but he's able to come now. Jeff Gordon continues to lead. The fall off is over 2 seconds now. So this is going to help out Matt Kenseth a ton as long as we stay green. Vickers is to the inside of Gordon. Hopefully that did not give damage to the 29 or the 17. The 29 car looks clean. 17 car appears clean. He's saying he needs an adjustment. Looks like he missed the box a little bit there. The 16 and the 29 are pitting. Kurt Busch is pitting. Anybody else? Does not appear so. Meanwhile, back out front, Dale Jr., Sterling Marlin are going at it. Vickers and Jeff Gordon are still side by side. These guys are battling it out. Joe Nemechek's getting a run. When you talk about Hendrick, you usually talk about Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. But Vickers and Joe Nemechek, they've come here to play as well. Joe Nemechek's going to grab a lap lead. Jeff Gordon, Brian Vickers, this may be for the win. Who can get on and off pit road first? Dale Jarrett's going to stay out. He's going to go to second. Dale Jr. is going to third. Newman's in fourth, and Tony Stewart's going to round out your top 5. As Dale Jarrett's got a pretty good long run car in it. There's Terry Labonte pretty torn up. He's had a pretty rough season. He does have a win though. There's Greg Biffle. There's Kevin Harvick. Here comes Matt Kenseth. He's got the momentum. Can he pass Biffle here? This is going to be the battle for the lead or around the top 5. Matt Kenseth is going to make a move to the inside of the 16. Where does the Hendrick boys come out on all this? See Johnson. There's Sterling Marlin. There's Vickers. Here comes Gordon. There's your top 4. Matt Kenseth and Biffle are going to be side by side. They're going to pass Jeff Gordon. Do they have the long run car in it? Greg Biffle's trying to defend. He's trying to win. Matt Kenseth throws it down into the corner. Looks like they've got the adjustment in the 17 car. That car looks a lot more, it's got a lot more rotation through the corner. There's Tony Stewart, still going to be your leader. It's going to be a battle for second. Stewart's hoping for a yellow. Third place is Jeff Gordon. There's fourth. Kevin Harvick sits 5th. There's Dale Jr. Jack Sprague is able to cycle really well. They got all these guys coming out of the pits. Brian Vickers got a run here on Jeff Gordon. Greg Biffle's got a run on Matt Kenseth. Once everything cycles, this should be the battle for the lead. Yeah, it should be the battle for the lead. Where's Joe Nemechek? There's Nemechek coming out of the pits now. They're going to be side by side. We got a long way to go here. We still got over 10 laps to go. If my math is right, this will be 15 to go now. And Tony Stewart's pitting. So this will be the battle for the lead here. Matt Kenseth is able to defend for now. as these two Hendrick guys are catching these two Roush guys, and they are quicker. Kenseth's got the lead, but for how long? I think Greg Biffle's a little quicker. But it's going to come down to track position and when do you pass? Jeff Gordon holds off his teammate for now. Kevin Harvick's having a great run, sitting 5th. New leader, Matt Kenseth. Well, once everything cycles here, depending on where Tony Stewart is. Yeah, Stewart's already paid it. Matt Kenseth, can he hold off his teammate Greg Biffle? We got John Andretti just up the way. How much influence will Andretti have on the finish of this race? Kenseth really has to slam on the brakes. Greg Biffle nearly runs him over. They're going to be on the bottom. Does Biffle make the move? Kenseth makes the move before Biffle. That was huge. As here comes Jeff Gordon. Brian Vickers is going to use the pick on Gordon. They're going to be nearly 3 wide. Gordon has to lift. And Brian Vickers is all over the back end of these top 2 now. That has brought the top 5 under a blanket. The 5, the 24, and the 29 are on a lap or 2 fresher tires. There goes Greg Biffle. Did they adjust the 17 car enough? Does Matt Kenseth have what he needs if he needs to win this race? Side by side off turn 2. Vickers goes to the inside, trying to look maybe if he can get to the inside of Biffle. Vickers is looking to the inside of Kenseth. Jeff Gordon checks up for his teammate. Can Matt Kenseth hold off? Can he hold him off for another 13, coming to 12 laps to go? Kurt Busch is now up to 6th right there. It is 2 Roush, 2 Hendrick, and an RCR car. 12 laps to go. Jeff Gordon back into 3rd. Biffle's going to make a late move. Not enough. How aggressive does Biffle get? We talked about the Roush cars. Next year, they'll be upgraded to 6 cars in that team. As Biffle makes a move to the inside. Kenseth can't defend. Greg Biffle will be your new leader. We talked about Roush going from 6 cars. In 2006, NASCAR is restricting the teams to only having 4 full-time cars. Greg Biffle is trying to build a resume so strong enough to where he can have that 16 car come 2006. This man is locked in at Roush till 2007, and Mark Martin has the other ride, and there's 4 drivers going for 2 spots. As there goes Brian Vickers, another young, developing driver. 10 laps to go. He's going to the inside of Kenseth. He's got the nose. Kenseth's got the momentum. As the 32's parked on the apron. He's down and out of the way. Looks like he had a tire go down. As Kenseth tries to defend, nearly gets hit by Vickers. He's trying to pinch, trying to hold the 5 back. As Vickers is clear as Brian Vickers. Is this his day to win? Brian Vickers is trying to hold his teammate Matt Kenseth off. The dominant car of the day. The handle seems to be going away from the 17 car. As Jeff Gordon throws it in very aggressively to the inside. Jeff Gordon, Brian Vickers side by side. It'll be 8 laps to go. Can Greg Biffle hold off the 2 Hendrick cars? Did I say Hungry Hendrick cars. That's English. There goes Brian Vickers is looking to get another run to the inside. Kurt Busch is closing on Harvick for a top 5 finish. If Matt Kenseth is not too careful, he might lose 4th from Harvick and 5th from Busch. Look at the drive off Gordon is able to get right there. The 32 has now lost multiple laps. They were able to get the car back to pit road. This time by will be 6 laps to go. Jeff Gordon's got a major run. He's trying to win this championship. We talked about last year giving up so many points to his teammate. He makes a move to the inside. He's driving for 5. Jeff Gordon wants to win 5 championships. He won 4 in the 90s. He's trying to win 5 here in 04. Vickers is looking around to the outside here, see if he can try and get a run around up top. Vickers, can he win the championship? He's only 10 points behind Gordon. And Greg Biffle's doing a magnificent job defending. Right there, he's able to get a good run. That's going to prompt Vickers to try and make a move. And these two being side by side is only going to help Biffle. As Matt Kenseth has been continuing to fall off. Matt Kenseth has the short run car, not the long run car. Vickers is clear from Gordon. Brian Vickers is going to have a huge run here. Does he make the move to the inside? Does Biffle defend? Vickers stays pretty neutral right there. Does not make a crazy move. This time by will be 4 laps to go. Vickers is in the 16's draft. He's going to have a run. He's going to look to the inside. Can the 16 defend? Again, these two being side by side is going to bring the 24. And don't look down. Here comes Matt Kenseth. Does Kenseth make a move to the inside of the 24? Kurt Busch is all over the back end of Harvick for 5th. Vickers makes a move. Greg Biffle down to block. What a move! Biffle's able to hold him off for now. Vickers has still got to run. Biffle sliding off of 4. Biffle led by half a car length. 3 to go. Vickers is down there. Gordon's all over the back end of Vickers. As the 49's down on the apron, he's got issues, but Vickers and Biffle side by side. Where does Jeff Gordon go? Does he go 3 wide middle? Greg Biffle has lost the lead for now. Can he get the run around the top? 2 laps to go. Vickers is clear. Brian Vickers is clear. The 49 makes it to pit road. The 84 also has issues, but we're green for now. Greg Biffle has lost 2nd, and he's about to lose 3rd here. Can Jeff Gordon close here on Brian Vickers? Can Brian Vickers defend for a lap and a half? It's going to be his teammate. Kurt Busch did get 5th from Harvick. Kenseth is unable to get any type of run on his teammate. Biffle's in 3rd. Through 3 and 4, it's going to be white flag is out. There's going to be 1 lap to go. Can Brian Vickers hold off? Harvick makes a move on Busch for 5th. Gordon's got to get through 1 and 2 here. He's got to get a run getting into 3. Does he get a run here off of 2? Ken Schrader on the bottom? Never mind. Jeff Gordon's got a run. Is it going to be enough? He's going to throw it into turn 3. Through 3 and 4 one final time. All Vickers has to do is accelerate off the corner. Off of turn 4. Brian Vickers will win in Atlanta. Jeff Gordon's going to finish 2nd. Biffle 3rd. Kenseth, Kurt Busch hold on to a top 5. Joe Nemechek rebounds to 7th. Junior 8th. Dale Jarrett 9th. Jimmy Johnson gets a top 10. Bobby Labonte, Steve Park, Nemechek. Oh no, that's Jay McMurray. Apologies. Michael Waltrip, a top 20. Bill Elliott, 21st. Kenny Walsh there. Casey Atwood, 26th. Kind of go through everybody here. There's Jason Leffler, 31st. Jerry Nadeau fell like a rock there late. There's Tony Stewart, Terry Labonte. John Andretti's going to finish multiple laps down, but Brian Vickers, his first career win, is going to come here at Atlanta with Tony the Tiger on the hood of that Chevrolet. And here's going to be your results here. See where your favorite driver finished here today in Atlanta, Georgia. The 84 there broke late. Remember, the 38 got up and into the air. He was checked and released from the infield care center, but they took him to a local hospital just to make sure everything checks out with the 38 driver of Elliott Sadler. We're going to go to the post race now, show you the points, and see if we'll have any updates. I always forget. See if we have any updates with Elliott Sadler. This was the race-winning move with 4 laps to go. Yet Brian Vickers moved to the inside of Biffle. Biffle was able to defend very well right there, but he's able to drive side by side. And then, yeah, right there was contact. But Biffle was able to defend. drew back to the inside, 3 laps to go. Had a little help right there from his teammate, side by side again, and then was able to clear right there. Biffle got tight. You see the flames come out of the pipes as he had to lift. 2 laps to go. Then Gordon tried getting by, and that was able to draw enough distance. And then the white flag was out. Was able to defend from Gordon. And right here, I mean, Jeff Gordon could have absolutely just thrown it to the inside, probably wrecked him for the win, but was very respectful with his teammate. But and that was the race-winning move by Brian Vickers and team. And you just see the absolute gap from 6th back to 7th, and then all these guys racing back to the line. See back there, Jeff Burton was just unable to recover from his issues. But then here's the updated points post Atlanta. You see Jeff Gordon leads by 6 points over Brian Vickers. We have 3 races left. If I hadn't said it enough, next week we're off to Phoenix. The trucks are back, the Busch Series and then the Cup Series, and then yeah, then we'll finish the Truck Series season in Rockingham, and then the other 2 series will be in Rockingham as well, and then it's just the Busch and Cup Series in Homestead. Jeff Burton right there with his, I think it was a 30th place finish, falls. I would say realistically, if Gordon or Vickers have a bad race, I'd say we're like the top 6. I mean, even Jeff Burton still has a shot at the championship, but with 3 races, if they continue to run top 5, top 10, like they kind of have been, I think it's going to be a 2 horse race between Vickers and Gordon, and Vickers was able to finally get his first career victory. I wonder if that was just enough confidence boost to, maybe really get him a chance at that championship. But you see Mark Martin losing 2 spots there. Tough day for him. Bobby Labonte moves up. Tony Stewart actually loses a spot. He's had an abysmal season. Jamie McMurray back there as well. He's having a tough year compared to his Chip Ganassi teammates. I'm sure he's ready to move on to 2005. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys here today. It was a great race here in Atlanta. Lots of side by side moving and a lot of side by side action, and it was entertaining. Yeah, I raised my voice a couple times, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and you guys have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you down in Phoenix.